The Glico-Morinaga case, also known as the Monster with 21 Faces case, remains one of the most infamous unsolved crimes in Japan's history. Between 1984 and 1985, a mysterious group of criminals orchestrated a series of extortion attempts against major confectionery companies, including Ezaki Glico and Morinaga, using threats of poisoned candy and taunting law enforcement with cryptic messages. Despite a massive police investigation, the perpetrators were never caught, leaving behind a mystery that continues to intrigue crime enthusiasts worldwide. The case began on March 18, 1984, when Katsuhisa Ezaki, the president of Ezaki Glico, one of Japan's leading confectionery companies, was kidnapped from his home in Osaka. Armed men broke into Ezaki's home while he was bathing. The kidnappers restrained his mother and children, forcing Ezaki out of the house. He was transported to a warehouse in Ibaraki, Osaka, where he was held for 3 days. The kidnappers demanded a 1 billion yen, approximately $4.2 million USD, ransom and 100 kilograms of gold. However, before the ransom could be paid, Ezaki escaped on his own, running to a nearby warehouse and alerting authorities. It seemed the nightmare was over, but in reality, this was only the beginning. Following the failed kidnapping, a shadowy criminal group calling itself the Monster with 21 Faces emerged, named after a villain from Edogawa Rampo's detective novels. The group began sending letters to newspapers, law enforcement, and Glico itself, mocking the police and threatening to harm the public. The group claimed to have laced Glico's candy products with cyanide. Supermarkets began removing Glico products from shelves, causing a massive financial loss for the company. The extortionists demanded money in exchange for ceasing their threats. Police conducted extensive searches but found no poisoned products, suggesting it was a psychological tactic rather than a real attack. After several months of terror, the Monster with 21 Faces suddenly ceased its campaign against Glico without receiving any ransom. However, their reign of terror was far from over. With Glico no longer in their sights, the Monster with 21 Faces turned their attention to other food companies, including Morinaga, Marudai Ham, and House Foods. In October 1984, the group sent letters claiming they had poisoned Morinaga's candy. This time, police actually found cyanide-laced candies on store shelves. The packaging bore warning labels saying, "Danger, contains toxins." The discovery caused mass panic, forcing a nationwide recall of Morinaga's products. The group continued to mock authorities with letters taunting law enforcement and the media. Their ability to plant poisoned products despite police surveillance demonstrated their sophisticated planning and execution. One of the most tragic consequences of the case was the suicide of Superintendent Shoji Yamamoto, who was leading the investigation. After a year of failed attempts to capture the culprits, Yamamoto took responsibility for the case's lack of progress. On August 7, 1985, he self-immolated in his car in front of the police headquarters. Shortly after, the Monster with 21 Faces sent their final letter, stating, "Greater than, Yamamoto of Shiga Prefecture Police has died. How stupid of him. We've got no friends or secret hiding places in Shiga. It's about time we stopped this. Bye-bye." Following Yamamoto's death, the group vanished, and no further threats were issued. The police conducted an extensive investigation involving over 125,000 officers, but the case remained unsolved. Several theories emerged about the identity of the Monster with 21 Faces. During an attempted ransom drop, an officer spotted a suspicious man with fox-like eyes. He became the prime suspect, but despite efforts to track him down, he was never identified. Some speculated that the group had ties to organized crime, as the tactics resembled those used in Yakuza extortion schemes. Given the highly detailed knowledge of the companies, some believed the perpetrators were former employees seeking revenge. Despite these theories, no arrests were ever made, and the Monster with 21 Faces disappeared into legend. The Glico-Morinaga case remains one of Japan's most perplexing crimes. Some theories suggest 1. The group was made up of skilled criminals who meticulously planned every step. 2. They disbanded after Yamamoto's death, fearing the consequences of further police scrutiny. 3. They were never caught because they operated as a loose network rather than a single group. The case changed corporate security measures, leading to heightened safety protocols in the food industry. It exposed flaws in Japanese law enforcement, as despite a massive manhunt, the criminals evaded capture. The use of psychological warfare and media manipulation in crimes became a subject of study for criminologists worldwide. The Glico-Morinaga case remains one of the greatest mysteries in Japanese criminal history. Despite extensive investigations, the monster with 21 faces was never caught, leaving behind a legacy of fear, fascination, and unanswered questions. Was it an elaborate extortion scheme? A vendetta against corporations? Or something even more sinister? The truth may never be known, ensuring that this case continues to intrigue and haunt crime enthusiasts worldwide.